Alrighty, knees deep in season 2 and loving it. I keep thinking, why haven't I watched this show before? It is so up my alley. I'm so enjoying it. I'm just surprised that it's taken me this long to get around to it. But better late than never, and let's see what developments occur with all our favourite characters this week. What's going on in the woods? Love these woods.
I have looked on King Philip of Spain in his true self, the Antichrist, the enemy of God. We must march on Spain and drag Satan from his lair.
Some real patriots here. Oh, she has episodes. The Prophet, yeah. Sorry, something is tickling my leg. I'm worried there's a spider or something.
And Musketeers are here.
I don't like the Musketeers. They're on your side, guys. Kill Spain.
The feeling that we're not welcome here.
You know it is an act of treason to raise an army without the king's authority.
I love the king.
She has the fainting sickness. It is when God speaks to her.
Cool sound cue for it. Man, yeah. A lot of big anti-Spanish sentiment. Oof, that was quite brutal, violent. Oh, this is cute. Oh my word. It sounds, well, looks like this might be one of the first times we start to see, well, we start to empathize with the Spanish a little bit. Because I mentioned a couple of episodes ago how it is interesting how much the Spanish have been the villains in this world, in this story, and yet, we've seen some villainous Spanish characters, but we haven't had particular reason to hate the Spanish. Like, are they all bad? And obviously not. And I suppose we're going to get into some of the weeds of that, some of the more interesting kind of the greys.
This Emilie has thousands of supporters. You've seen them. If they march for the border, Spain would have a legitimate pretext for war.
And yeah, because as much as Spain is the enemy, we have like Spanish ambassadors here and everything, right? We're not at war. There's like a sort of...
Perhaps she's genuinely blessed.
There's an understanding.
You should all try reading the Bible once in a while.
The king, he is busy with affairs of state.
Affairs of state? That's what I thought.
I have a present for you.
Oh, a small principality would be nice.
How witty you are.
A dozen Spanish lynched in the streets. My own secretary cut to pieces by the mob.
How is any of that my concern?
You are an agent of Spain and the king's trusted advisor. You should be telling him to hang Emilie of Duvra in the town square.
It's another problematic woman, eh? We've had a few stories that are, inspired by some woman's trying to actually get some stuff done.
You, the ruler of France, you're madder than a rabid dog.
Go on, Lee.
Be careful, I don't bite you. That is the second time you have struck me. There will not be a third.
Rochefort's head is getting bigger and bigger, and it is easy to forget. I mean, I've got to remember how dangerous he is, how violent he is, which they made it really clear in the first episode. And then he struck Constance last episode as well.
You should have 4 guards outside this room at all times.
All these idealistic romances with beautiful sunlight coming through into these magnificent rooms.
You know I'm very, very fond of you.
Dear God.
Oh dear.
I have given my honor and my body to a notorious womanizer.
Yes.
I'm a complete fool.
Marguerite.
I've just been calling her governess.
Soon, you must marry a man of your own rank.
Rochefort is a frequent client of yours. The next time he comes, I want you to do something for me.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the ambassador and Rochefort are really starting to get at each other's throats now. It's coming to a head.
You're not talking about the usual, are you?
No.
Nice.
Certainly can't call it that.
Good delivery of that. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think there's enough room, in the palace, in the country, in France for these two big personalities, both secretly, both working for Spain.
So you know what will happen if you fail.
Ooh, no questions, just fists.
We captured an assassin. Kill him!
I mean,
Kill him.
I'm here to see Emilie.
Let God's work be done.
Wait! You're one of the Musketeers.
I heard you preach. I was inspired. I want to hear more.
He looks Spanish.
French.
They've sent him to kill you.
No,
What are you doing here?
I've deserted to join your cause.
As good a story as any. What sort of relationship are we going to have here? It was a bit of a close call, as usual. Man, milady is... My word. He is brutal.
On you, like a sour note in a fine perfume. Who are you?
I wonder which of us means more to him. Shall we ask?
Hanging marks.
Something you don't see every day. How did you survive the noose, my lady?
You cannot touch me while I'm under the king's protection.
How long will that protection last?
Let me go, or you will regret it.
This conversation is not over.
Power games, and Rochefort is a sensitive man. Sensitive brute.
You're really a deserter, Aramis.
I recognise her, of course.
This was where I belonged.
This number 2 from Doctor Who, Sound of Drums.
Your dreams always come true.
Always.
Always. These visions appear to be largely disturbing, and they always come true, apparently, which does not bode well.
Are you waiting for me?
No, I often hang around the garrison late at night. You never know when you might get lucky. Milady tricked you. She tricked everyone.
You know the king is besotted with Milady. He might do more harm than good.
Look, just watch Milady for now. In the end, she'll destroy herself without our help, you'll see.
You're young enough.
Cute.
I'm glad that we can talk like this again. You know, as friends.
Yes, exactly. This is the upside of them not staying together at the end of the last season, is we get to continue to have the will they, won't they, which is delightful. Oh, hello.
Do you hear all that? What are you going to do?
These underplayed little lines I just love.
To be alone?
No.
All of these characters were great in season 1, but I really feel like they've all settled so much more comfortably in to what they're doing in season 2.
When she was a child, they threw rocks, cursed her. Now, they worship her as a prophet.
Must have been hard back then.
We were hated and cursed wherever we went. I'm never going back to that life, and I won't let anyone hurt her.
She's kind of in many ways, more radical than Emilie herself.
I had a vision. I saw you and me with the king. You were close by my side. I was happy.
Sounds likely enough.
What else did you dream of? I heard
Screaming.
screams.
Death. Suffering.
Specifically.
Terror like a sharp blade cutting at my soul.
These French mobs out of control. And so the Musketeers have to be in this position of defending the Spanish ambassador. It's like all those times they had to defend the cardinal. It's not fun, but it's the job.
Our orders are to escort you to safety.
This is madness. I am working night and day to bring about peace between our two great Catholic nations.
This Spanish ambassador actor, who I still don't know his name, I just call him Spanish ambassador, I think that's fine. He's doing great things with his voice. He always has, but in this episode, this shakiness he just had, well played.
If the king won't do something, I will have to.
Can't you talk to him?
I've tried, but what I want is of little interest.
The Queen is much less meek this season, but I suppose last season we probably didn't see her behind doors so much.
I'm told she knows things. Bedroom tricks. I was so young when I married the king. We grew up more as friends than lovers.
When you truly love someone, all the tricks in the world don't matter.
Queen is lucky to have Constance here.
I have tried so hard to be the king's friend and support, but I know I have never pleased him.
What's tickling me? I'm really worried there is some bug under my desk.
You think God told you explicitly that King Philip was the Antichrist?
I really want to meet this King Philip. We're plotting a bit these last few scenes. I guess, I mean, I like this situation, but I'm really wondering what's next.
I'm a man of the church. I cannot be bribed. How is your new mistress, by the way?
You can be blackmailed, though.
In secret. Milady was the Cardinal's agent. His spy and assassin. She's nothing but a murdering whore. Write down everything you know about her.
The fact Milady de Winter used her real name, her same name when she came back this season is quite amazing. I guess that's some kind of hubris. And I can understand the desire to want to win under her own name, but it's going to get her in trouble.
Captain.
Mosquitoes or what?
I hardly knew General Defoe. Why would he leave me a legacy?
Defoe from the first episode.
Perhaps he wants to repay the debt.
None of the others got anything.
Why worry about it? Why not just be grateful for a bit of good fortune?
Did he owe me some kind of debt?
Why would you think that?
I think he knew something about my background.
His father, right?
Something about my mother. Or even my father.
I don't know anything.
Why is Treville lying?
He knew my father, didn't he? Is that it? I'm not a fool, Captain, and you're not a good liar.
Leave it, Porthos.
After everything they've been through, no matter what it is, I don't think Treville is right to be lying.
He never asked me my real name.
Because I don't care.
So, let's see what the ambassador paid her to do.
Your Majesty.
Just put on the dress.
He's just stroking his nipple. What, just kill him?
This has got a rip in it.
That's impossible.
Try to, anyway.
Who ordered my death? Tell me, and I will spare your life.
Second time they've taken the sound out this episode. It's really effective when any show or movie does that, I think. Things are somehow more horrific without the diegetic sounds. Gosh, Rochefort is such a monster. He's really just couldn't be more different to Elton in Doctor Who, could he? I mean, it's credit to the actor that, yeah, I don't think about Elton at all while watching.
What's wrong?
Things have escalated.
Who sent you this? Was there a note?
No, but the message is clear enough.
Oh my god. Yeah, things have really escalated in terms of Rochefort and the Spanish ambassador. The life Milady de Winter is living. I suppose this was the goal all along. But how long can she keep it up? Is this the plan? Just to keep this affair with the king going? Essentially become a de facto ruler of France? Oh, beautiful. Creepy. He's found out all about her, hasn't he? Man, Rochefort making moves this episode. I like that green dress.
Will not be blackmailed.
Remarkable that a street slut can bear herself with such arrogance.
I am finished with that life.
Not quite. I have a job for you.
What is it you want?
Here we go. Use her like the Cardinal used her.
A death?
I don't know if he appreciates how dangerous she can be.
Just one, and then we are free of each other.
I give you my word.
I highly doubt even, yes, if she does this murder for him, he'll not ask for anything else. That wouldn't be the end of it. Oosh. Either way, it sounds like the bad guys teaming up. Lucky we've got these good guys.
How do I look?
Beautiful. It's not what I meant.
Trudeau. They're going to recognize her.
And this is my friend Anne.
Just Anne.
I know you. You're her. The Queen. The Spanish bitch.
I am as loyal to France as any of you.
There is not a drop of French blood running in your veins.
She's the Queen of France. I can't believe they're so dogmatic that they think the Queen of France is just...
The Spanish Queen herself.
Aramis is here, that's good.
Your Majesty.
We're all good.
Do you really believe that God wants this hatred and violence? You must know that our Saviour preached love and
I don't need
forgiveness.
lectures on religion.
It's a good lecture.
My message is from God himself.
Look into your heart.
You should not be here!
You should just cut off her head and send it to her brother as a gift.
Lay one finger on her.
For a dessert, you show a high degree of devotion to the Queen.
She's the French Queen.
Me with such passion?
We should hang her in the morning in front of the whole house. Leave the king drenched.
So many people just love her hanging. I was so ready to be on board with these people at the start, but they are way too radical.
God will show me what to do. Until then, you will be our guest.
So we've got Constance, Anne, and Aramis all here in the camp. Camping out with the radicals. Don't know why I said it like that, sorry.
You should try the broth. It's good.
Take mine. I'm not hungry.
Thank you.
Such kind, open faces.
Aramis is right. It's good.
So glad they've got each other. Ah, this is one of the visions.
Constance! What is it? You're crying out in your sleep.
Constance's dream. Oh, interesting.
God granted you a prophecy.
They're going to believe it.
Wrong.
But what does believe it mean?
Can't reject the truth when it is revealed.
I mean, if they see a vision of something happening, they try and do it? Is that their goal, what they see as purpose? Because either you could see a vision and like know it's going to happen, which they seem to, but they take it a step further. They want to make it happen, which is interesting.
You're returning to Madrid. I am to escort you personally to the carriage the king has provided for you.
Thank God.
I don't know that he's going to make it.
When I am safely back in Spain, I swear you will know the whole truth behind this affair.
This is the most likely guess of who Rochefort is asking Lady de Winter to kill, right? I think she might succeed.
There is one condition for your release. The king must grant me an audience.
I will do everything in my power.
Don't ever do that again.
You were talking to your queen, Aramis.
I know. We promised each other.
The queen is allowed to break her promises.
This is a long kiss in enemy territory. I'm glad Constance knows, really. I think that can only be a good thing.
You know all my secrets now. You carry my life in your hands.
The balance between good and evil in this show at the moment I'm really liking. For all the terrible things happening and the awful villainy, there are good people in love and working well together.
I think this soup caused you a nightmare.
You all shared the same meal.
Ah, the broth.
Used the same bowl as Emilie and had similar dreams.
I wondered in the moment, why are they calling out this broth?
Let's find out.
It was like a conspicuous line of like, I'm not eating my bowl, you can have it. That was full on. The broth might cause the visions. That would make sense. We've got this tapping espionage soundtrack again.
Rochefort ordered it to be waiting here.
Uh-oh. Yep, Rochefort is steps ahead. I feel like Rochefort's going to come out of this episode ahead of everybody. This is the one where he makes moves.
Excuse me.
Just like that. She poisoned him? Too easy, man.
There was no carriage to trick. Get back!
Oh dear. Man, that poison is effective. The fact that she's got a tool that powerful is truly
What happened?
startling.
You have been tricked. This is not my handwriting. Did you not think to check with me?
It's carrying your seal.
Faked.
I wondered if we'd see this doctor again, because he was actually quite prominent in the last episode and surprisingly likable, and actually got along with Constance quite well at the end.
I will do what I can.
Oh, he likes Constance, doesn't he?
I shall be forced to grovel to King Philip in the most demeaning way.
is protected.
The question is, Your Majesty, who killed him?
Every time we cut to a scene with the king yelling at people, just love it.
What happened?
Did he drink it?
I tried your soup.
Ugh.
Minutes after I sampled it.
Only one way to find out.
I believe the broth contains a powerful narcotic drug.
I like that he'll put his own well-being on the line to find the answer.
I know her secret, and I know a way she'll come willingly. We give her what she most wants.
An audience with the king? That flute, so good.
The king has granted you an audience.
He hasn't really, though. So do the Musketeers have a plan, or are they really just bringing in Emilie and capturing her for the king? I find that hard to believe. Wondrous cue there. Wow.
Liar! Traitor!
Right, they did that thing they didn't want to do. Now these Musketeers know they've got to make another move. One that's a bit more just or moral in their version of just and moral.
We want to help you.
Your visions are from soup, not God.
Your visions are from soup is a funny line.
Your mother's been poisoning you.
My mother.
Mother, yes.
My mother loves me.
Yes, but she likes you being the prophet.
She seemed distracted earlier.
Do not like him standing over the baby. Do not like that at all. I mean, this episode alone, he's attacked multiple women, killed one of them, cut her ear off.
You want what is best for the Queen, and so do I.
You want me to spy on her?
No. No, just help me watch over her.
I couldn't betray her trust.
Rochefort's recruiting everyone he can by blackmail and bribery.
Secrets like your lover, the Musketeer, Hermit.
He does know.
Even a whisper of scandal would destroy your hopes forever.
Yeah. Actually, I said bribery, but really it's... I think it's always blackmail with him. Oh dear. Not pleasant getting off that poison. It is sad. It's a sad story. Thinking you're special, you know, being made to think you're special by your mother who's poisoning you. Wow, little pan flute or something?
How long have I been asleep? About 15 hours.
The soundtrack continues to surprise me.
Suppose I have changed. Suppose I have renounced my old life.
You're no more capable of changing your nature than a scorpion.
Killed a man yesterday.
The past is dead. I am a different woman now.
The past is never dead.
Past
Stranger to yourself.
is not through with us.
Truth is staring you in the face and you can't even see it.
What truth?
Whatever I am, you love me. And you always will.
I think she might have you there. Played like an ultimate tragic kind of sweeping moment. I love that.
I was happier before. Even if it was a lie.
That's right. Lost those rose-tinted glasses.
This is where our journey ends. My visions were based on deceit and treachery.
What are you saying? They've corrupted you
This
somehow.
holy war was a phantom of my imagination.
Disbanding the pack. I don't know. Will they? I don't know if they'll take this kneeling down, so to speak.
Go home.
A lot of these people want blood.
I wanted a life. A better life for both of us. One we deserve.
You destroyed my mind to grasp it. Just go home! You have been deceived! Listen to your own hearts, not to those who would corrupt and mislead you!
Great performance, as always.
She's not my daughter! They have sent an impostor to do the devil's work! Stand by me, and I will lead you to Spain!
False prophets!
There's the blood they wanted. That's sad as, man.
Just leave me.
What a sad little story. You can really understand what everyone wanted in that whole situation. Yeah, It was the only way the mother could get a better life. Well, according to her, the only way she thought she could get access to a better life.
I took her god away from her.
Her god, it was a cruel lie, Aramis.
She'll find her own way back to him. The right way. If there is one.
Good words. Nice words.
What do I do?
Perhaps it is time for a change.
Treville has been your most loyal servant.
You don't understand politics.
These two.
Did this sort of thing to the men.
Golly. Oh no.
I want you all to know that no blame falls on any of you. I have been relieved of my command. I am no longer your captain.
Giving Treville the sack. And with those quivering lips, we end. Interesting. All right, yeah, things are a-changing. This was the episode of Rochefort making moves, for sure. I noticed that happening early on, and it just escalated from there. And I think that was the highlight of this episode. As kind of painful as it is to watch, because he is corrupting people, he is blackmailing everyone, he is turning everybody against each other, he is lying and just doing and cutting ears off and doing the most absolutely heinous of deeds. But it's, you can't look away, can you? And yeah, it was really something what he achieved in this episode. Spanish ambassador gone with a nick of a pin by Milady de Winter. Oof. And the fact that, yeah, Rochefort has been able to control Milady de Winter, yeah, that is dangerous stuff. We've seen how that goes with the Cardinal. The Cardinal plus her, powerful, dangerous. Rochefort plus her, yeah. And yeah, it really is just sad, all the lovely, really likable people that Rochefort has now under his thumb, under his control. Yeah, and ending off there, being the sole person with the king's ear, leads him to be able to sack Treville. And where we go from here will be very interesting, because yeah, we have had Treville as a solid, trustworthy presence throughout this whole show so far. Will he be replaced? I imagine either Rochefort will replace him, or they'll bring in someone who Rochefort can control, or who is as nasty as Rochefort to take Treville's place. The other storyline in this episode with Emilie and her mother, for a while there, for the first half of the episode, I thought it was kind of spinning its wheels a bit. We kept cutting back to other new scenes where we weren't learning much more, I thought, and they felt, I don't know, just mildly directionless, and like we're not driving forward as much as usual. But I do like how it all came together, and I like that story as a whole. It's another unique little side story for the Musketeers world. This intimate story, and they're always best when they're intimate, and they pretty much always are intimate, where what it comes down to is just this mother and daughter who wanted something as simple as a better life, and the things they had to do to achieve it in this world were, shall we say, unpleasant and escalated to an untenable situation. Where they had this whole pack of people demanding violence and causing riots on the streets and everything. And it is interesting in these stories kind of to examine how such intimate things like this mother-daughter relationship can cause citywide, if not countrywide, riots. That strikes me as quite realistic. That's how the world goes, isn't it? And just a lot of really cute stuff in this episode with characters like Aramis and Anne and Constance and D'Artagnan. Really cute stuff. And yeah, that moment where Athos and Milady de Winter confronted each other again, I think we've kind of known this, but she, again, just put her thumb right on I keep losing analogies. She put her finger on exactly the sensitive point, which is that deep down, he loves her, and he probably will never stop loving her. And she mentioned again, she brought up that maybe she's changed. Maybe she's a good person now. Would that be so hard to believe? And it is hard to believe, but she keeps saying it, and I wonder how hard she will try to achieve such a thing. And just with this episode and with this show, I'm particularly loving all the performances at the moment. Just good acting, across the board. And I think particularly from our recurring characters, from all of our main cast. I mentioned how it just feels like they've settled in, and just the simplest scenes between two of them, like that one scene with Queen Anne and Constance just talking. I mean, they were just standing in their one positions and just having a two-hander scene talking about the Queen's concern that she doesn't have the King's ear anymore, that they have lost that connection. And it was just so well played, really honestly and genuinely, with the real emotions at the forefront, and nothing about it rang false or overplayed. And it's just a delight to watch scene after scene that is so well played like these. Yeah, so another good one, and things continue to escalate this season. We'll see where we go. Thanks for sharing your passion with me on this one. I'll see you next time. Tomity out.